All right, here's a really powerful self-working card trick with only a few cards, and literally anybody can pull this off and you get some incredible reactions. So what you do is you cut the cards in half and then you just give them a little spin like this. In magic terms, that's called a Rosetta Shuffle. And then you just push them together like so. Your spectator can do that as well. And then all you have to do is square them up. And you just explain that you're going to deal cards into two piles onto the table, just like so, okay? So one towards yourself and one out like that. You get the idea. So from here, you hand them to the spectator and they do it. And so they go like that, all the way through until they get right to the very end. And then you just put these to the side. And then you say, all right, just continue the process. So deal one towards yourself and towards me. And you keep going all the way like so, and then they stay there, and you just keep going until you've got two cards left. And then you put those there, and then you put one there, and then you've got two cards on the table. Now remember from the beginning, we cut them in half. We literally gave them the most fair shuffle, which we called a Rosetta Shuffle, which is actually the proper term, and somehow we're left with two cards. But let's take a look at what those cards are. So if we turn this one over, we have a King of Hearts. Not bad. Would it be a miracle if this one matched and it was also a king? Well, what if it was the King of Diamonds? That's the first part. But what about these here? What are they? If we have a look and turn those over, each and every single one of these cards are black. Not only are they only two red cards, they're the only two kings that match perfectly. Now let's see how that's done. Yo, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, look, today I've got a real doozy for you. It's a self-working card trick. It's a really powerful one using only a handful of cards. And it uses a principle, not a principle, maybe a method that you already know of. But I've added in a couple of little things to try and throw you off. And then we'll get right into the tutorial on how it works. So if you're ready, like the video, subscribe if you're new, please. You don't have to, but if you do, I'll love you forever. And let's get right into it. All right, guys, so here's the tutorial on how this self-working card trick works, and it's really, really strong, and it's going to surprise you how simple it is. And it's often the most simple ones that fool everybody. And so I love self-working card tricks, and this is definitely up there with one of my favorites. So what you need is a pair of any two cards. So we're just going to use the kings in this case. And then you need 15 other cards that are black, okay? So you need 15 black cards and and two red cards that are a pair. And the way you start the trick is you have your pair on the top. Okay, so you just put the pair on the top and the rest are down below. So what you do from the start is when you do the Rosetta Shuffle, you're going to cut them in half. But when you do that, you want to lift up probably a quarter of the pack. So don't go over halfway, and there's a reason for it, and I'll explain that in a second, because you're going to do two Rosetta piles like so, and you're going to smush them together. So the reason you don't want to make half is because you can actually let the spectator push these cards together, and if you have one half bigger than the other, which is this one here, when you mix them like that, or when you spin them I should say, and they push them, the top two cards are going to stay in place. Okay, so the spectator genuinely thinks those are all being mixed, and it really does look fair. Okay, so if I keep these two face up, we'll do that again, you'll get the idea. Okay, so we just lift up a few and then we spin them around. So you notice this pile is much bigger than this one. And so when they push them together, if you want to do it and you're not confident, all you have to do is push the side and lift it up and push them in. Or if you're really confident, just get the spectator to push those together. Okay, nothing too complicated. And then you got your pair on the top still. So once you've done that, you square them up. And then you explain, look, we're going to make two piles, and all you have to do is just deal one to yourself and deal one to me, and you go all the way. And so that you can see how this works, we're going to keep these face up because it's completely self-working. So check this out. you say, look, you're going to deal one card to yourself like this, and then one card to me. And then when you've done your demonstration, so you're showing them how you want them to do it, you drop the rest on that king, and you just grab that one and chuck it on top. And so now you're in this position right here. Okay, so let's do that again. So basically, you're telling your spectator, look, this is what I want you to do. Deal a card to yourself, a card to me, and go all the way through, but I'm going to let you do it. Okay, and so when they deal here, they go there, and they go all the way through, and you explain to them that you're just going to put your pile away. So this one goes here. So can you see how we've got the king? It always stays on the top, as long as they deal it to themselves first. Remember to reiterate that point at the start. So they deal again, and they go all the way like so. And you see how there's always going to be a king up top and one on the bottom. And then we go like this, keep going all the way, and then you're going to end up with the two kings right next to you. Put that aside. Now, we'll put these down for now. Before you do your big reveal, you say, look, remember in the beginning we spun the cards around and you smushed them together? And when you say this, they think, yeah, we did. It just reminds them that how impossible the ending's going to be. And so you say, all right, well, that's crazy. And you've dealt cards, 2 piles. I've put mine over here. But you've got 2 cards left. And then you just reveal one at a time. You say, look, well, you've got a king. That's pretty good. And why don't you turn over the other one? And they turn it over, and obviously you get a perfect match. And I've just noticed now, I've just noticed that I've got 2 king of hearts. You should have a king of diamonds. Don't have 2 king of hearts. This is a pack that's just an anything pack, what I call them. I just grab a bunch of cards out of the drawer. But anyway, these 2 match perfectly, so that's pretty cool. Ta-da! But anyway, you should have a king of hearts and a king of diamonds. Or if you want to do that, you can. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end, you just show, anyway, look, these are all black, but you still got the 2 king of hearts. So I suppose that works as well. So yeah, before you reveal the blacks, you show, look, these 2 match, and that's incredible. But what about these cards here? You see, you can also do this. Go, look, I'll turn over the top 2, see if they match. No, they don't match. And then you can say, look, actually, these are all black. Not only did you take the only 2 red cards, you got a perfect match. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's super easy and really powerful if you get all the little moves together. And just make sure you don't use 2 king of hearts, all right? Enjoy it. So that's the tutorial for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a massive favor and like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I promise to see you guys again next time. Take care of yourself and go blow someone's mind with this trick. See you later. Bye-bye.